Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. But if you look closer, past the Liberty Bell and the cheesesteaks, you will find something else. You will find a city of quiet, colossal ambition. It is a city where grit turns into gold, where the hustle isn't just a slogan, it's an economic survival strategy. While New York shouts its wealth and Atlanta flashes it, Philadelphia builds it. And at the heart of this construction are the women who have mastered the art of turning talent into tenure and influence into equity. We are talking about the Black women who run the boardrooms, the soundstages, the hospitals, and the stadiums of this historic city. We are counting down the 10 richest, most influential, and most powerful Black women in Philadelphia. And the woman at number 1? She didn't just make millions. She built a brand so strong that even Walmart couldn't keep her products on the shelves. Welcome to the new Philadelphia aristocracy. Number 10. Rakia Reynolds, the architect of influence. To understand how money moves in modern Philadelphia, you first have to understand who controls the narrative. In a city of old money and historic institutions, Rakia Reynolds represents the new currency, visibility. Rakia is the founder and executive officer of Sky Blue Media, a multimedia public relations agency that doesn't just handle press releases, it engineers empires. Her wealth comes from a unique intersection of high-level corporate consulting and personal branding. While most PR firms fight for scraps, Reynolds positioned herself as the architect of influence for global heavyweights like Airbnb, Della, and Serena Williams. Her journey wasn't a straight line to the C-suite. It began in the trenches of television production, where she learned the mechanics of storytelling. She realized early on that in the digital age, attention is the most valuable asset class. If you could control who gets seen, you could control where the money flows. She took that insight and built Sky Blue Media into one of the most sought-after agencies on the East Coast. But Rakia Reynolds is on this list because she understands that true wealth is about diversification. She isn't just a service provider, she is a product. She has monetized her own image and expertise, becoming a fixture in the business fashion world and a face for entrepreneurship in major ad campaigns. When Dell needed a face for their small business campaign, they called Rakia. When the city of Philadelphia needs to showcase its innovation sector, Rakia is front and center. Her lifestyle reflects this blend of creative executive and fashion mogul. Known for an avant-garde aesthetic that mixes high fashion with bold, artistic statements, she treats every room she enters like a boardroom at a runway. She resides in a meticulously designed home that doubles as a creative sanctuary, a physical manifestation of her brand's ethos. Reynolds also operates as a super connector. In Philadelphia, access is everything, and Rakia holds the keys. She sits on the boards of major organizations and advises startups that are shaping the city's future. Her wealth is a mix of agency revenue, consulting fees, and brand partnerships, but her true power lies in her Rolodex. She proves that in the new economy, you don't need to own a factory to be rich. You just need to own the story. Number 9. Angela Val, the CEO selling the city. If Philadelphia were a corporation, Angela Val would be its chief marketing officer. As the president and CEO of Visit Philadelphia, she holds one of the most powerful corporate positions in the region. She is the first Black woman to lead the organization, a milestone that signaled a shift in who gets to define the city's economic future. Her wealth is the corporate executive kind, structured, salaried, and significant. In the world of high-stakes tourism and city marketing, executives at her level command potent compensation packages, but the real value lies in the budget she controls. Angela oversees a multi-million-dollar operating budget designed to do one thing: bring money into Philadelphia. Val's career is a masterclass in the climb. She didn't start at the top. She spent decades working her way through the hospitality and tourism infrastructure of the city. She was the chief administration officer at the Philadelphia Convention and Visitors Bureau and played a pivotal role in hosting the Democratic National Convention in 2016. Every time Philadelphia was on the global stage, Angela Val was pulling the strings behind the curtain. Why is she on a list of the richest? because in a city like Philadelphia, the tourism sector is the oil. It fuels the restaurants, the hotels, and the retail districts. The person who directs that flow possesses immense economic power. Under her leadership, the city's tourism narrative has pivoted to include Black heritage and diverse cultural experiences as premium assets, unlocking millions in revenue from untapped markets. Her lifestyle is one of quiet, executive luxury. She operates in the corridors of power, moving between City Hall, corporate boardrooms, and high-end galas. She is a fixture at the city's most exclusive events, not as a guest, but as a power broker. Her influence extends to the boards she sits on, where she helps steer the economic development of the region. Angela Val represents the institutional wealth of Philadelphia. She proves that you don't have to be a celebrity to run the city. You just need to be the one who invites the world to come and spend their money. Number 8. Della Clark, the capitalist for the community. There are women who make money, and then there are women who are the money. Della Clark fits the latter. As the president of the Enterprise Center, she is arguably the most significant gatekeeper of capital for minority entrepreneurs in the region. For over 30 years, Della Clark has been playing a high-stakes game of Monopoly on behalf of Black Philadelphia. She recognized a fatal flaw in the system. Black businesses didn't lack talent, they lacked equity. They were drowning in debt while white businesses were swimming in investment capital. So, she decided to become the bank. Clark launched the Innovate Capital Growth Fund, a specialized small business investment company, SBIC, focused on injecting equity into minority-owned businesses. This wasn't a charity project. It was a sophisticated financial vehicle designed to generate returns while building Black wealth. By managing tens of millions of dollars in investment capital, she positioned herself as a kingmaker in the local economy. Her personal wealth is tied to her longevity and status as a premier financial executive. In the nonprofit and community development finance world, leaders of her caliber garner significant compensation, but her true richness is her leverage. She can pick up the phone and call the CEO of Comcast, the mayor, or major bank presidents. She negotiates deals that reshape entire neighborhoods. Under her watch, West Philadelphia has transformed. She renovated the historic American Bandstand building into a hub for business innovation, a tangible asset that anchors her legacy. She understands the language of Wall Street and translates it for 52nd Street. Della isn't flashy. You won't see her flexing sports cars on Instagram. Her flex is complex financial structuring. Her flex is buying commercial real estate. Her flex is ensuring that the next generation of Black women entrepreneurs can walk into a bank and get a yes. She represents foundational wealth, the kind that builds the floor so others can build the ceiling. Number 7. Brigitte Daniel-Corbin, the tech heiress and futurist. In a list dominated by entertainment and traditional business, Brigitte Daniel-Corbin stands out as the face of the future. She is the executive vice president of Wilco Electronic Systems, one of the few African-American-owned cable and telecommunications companies in the United States. To understand Brigitte's wealth, you have to look at the rarity of her position. Telecommunications is a billionaire's playground, dominated by giants like Comcast and Verizon. For a family-owned Black business to not only survive but thrive in that ecosystem for decades is an economic miracle. Wilco, founded by her father, established itself by providing service to underserved communities and large housing authorities, a niche that generated steady, contract-based revenue for years. But Brigitte didn't just inherit a legacy, she modernized it. She pivoted the company toward smart technology, IoT, Internet of Things, and digital access. She recognized that the wires in the ground were less important than the data flowing through them. This pivot positioned Wilco as a key player in the smart city revolution, securing lucrative contracts and partnerships that keep the company relevant in a 5G world. Brigitte's personal net worth is bolstered by this equity. She is a tech heiress in the truest sense, but she operates with the hunger of a startup founder. Beyond Wilco, she is an active investor and advisor in the tech ecosystem. She founded Mogalet, a program dedicated to diversifying the tech industry, which further elevated her profile as a thought leader. Her lifestyle is that of the modern, mobile elite. She is a frequent traveler to global tech summits, a speaker at major innovation conferences, and a resident of Philadelphia's upscale historic neighborhoods. She moves in circles where the conversation is about venture capital, blockchain, and digital equity. Brigitte Daniel-Corbin represents generational innovation. She shows that the richest families are the ones that don't just pass down money. They pass down the ability to see around corners. She is wealthy because she owns the infrastructure of connection in a city that is desperate to stay connected. Number 6. Dr. Della Stanford, the healer who built an empire. The year was 2020. The world was shutting down. And in the midst of the chaos, Dr. Della Stanford saw a gap that was costing lives. Black Philadelphians were dying of COVID-19 at disproportionate rates, and the traditional healthcare system was moving too slow. So, she did what wealthy, capable women do. She self-funded a solution. Dr. Della Stanford is a pediatric surgeon by trade, a profession that already places her in the top 1% of earners. Surgeons of her caliber, especially those with private practices, command high 6- to 7-figure incomes. But her entry onto this list is not just about her salary. It's about her entrepreneurial leap. She founded the Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium, initially using her own money and resources to rent vans and buy supplies. It started as a mission, but it revealed her capacity for executive leadership on a massive scale. She managed millions in grants, donations, and city contracts, scaling an operation faster than most tech startups. Following the height of the pandemic, she didn't retreat to the operating room. She opened the Dr. Della Stanford Center for Health Equity, ASHA, a multi-million-dollar medical facility in North Philadelphia. This transition from surgeon to institutional founder is where true wealth is built. She now controls the real estate, the operations, and the brand of a major health organization. Her wealth is visible in her lifestyle. Dr. Stanford has been known to drive luxury vehicles and resides in the affluent suburbs of Philadelphia, enjoying the fruits of a high-pressure, high-reward career. But her brand of wealth is deeply rooted in competence. She didn't get rich by accident. She got rich by being the most qualified person in the room. Her appointment by President Biden as a regional director for the Department of Health and Human Services further solidified her status. She moved from the private sector to the highest levels of government, expanding her network and influence. Dr. Della Stanford represents impact wealth. She proved that you can do good and do well at the same time. She leveraged her medical expertise into a platform that made her one of the most recognized and powerful women in the state. Number 5. Quinta Brunson, the new Hollywood mogul. If you want to see what new money looks like in Philadelphia, look no further than West Philly's own Quinta Brunson. She is the creator, writer, and star of the smash hit ABC sitcom Abbott Elementary, a show that didn't just win Emmys, it revived the entire genre of network comedy. Quinta's rise is the ultimate millennial wealth story. She didn't start with a trust fund. She started with Instagram skits. She was a pioneer of the viral video era, working at BuzzFeed and grinding through the digital content mill. Most creators get stuck there. Quinta did not. She leveraged her digital fame to get into traditional writers' rooms, learning the industry from the inside out. When Abbott Elementary hit, it hit hard. But here is the key to her wealth. Quinta isn't just an actress on the show. She is the creator and executive producer. In Hollywood, that is the golden ticket. It means she doesn't just get a salary, she gets a piece of the back end. As the show moves into syndication, where reruns are sold to other networks and streamers, creators can make tens, sometimes hundreds, of millions of dollars. Think Seinfeld money. Think The Office money. That is the trajectory Quinta Brunson is on. Currently, her net worth is estimated in the high single-digit millions, but her earning potential is skyrocketing. She recently signed a multi-year overall deal with Warner Bros. Television, a contract usually reserved for industry titans. This deal locks her in to create new shows, essentially giving her a blank check to build her own production empire. Despite her Hollywood success, Quinta is fiercely Philadelphia. Her show is a love letter to the city, and she brings production revenue and attention back to her hometown. She has become a global ambassador for Philly culture, making John and Boole international vocabulary. Her lifestyle is currently in that rapid ascension phase. Red carpet couture, bi-coastal living between Los Angeles and Philadelphia, and the kind of influence that gets you a seat at the table with Oprah. Quinta Brunson represents creative capital. She took the specific, gritty, humorous reality of Philadelphia and sold it to the world. Number 4. Dawn Staley, the $25 million coach. In the world of sports, money has traditionally been a boys' club. Dawn Staley took a sledgehammer to that door. As the head coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks, she is a national icon, but her roots and her heart are 100% North Philadelphia. Dawn Staley is on this list because she recently shattered the financial ceiling for women in sports leadership. In 2021, she signed a historic 7-year, $22.4 million contract. Then she topped it. As of her latest extensions and bonuses, her compensation package makes her one of the highest-paid coaches in women's basketball history, with a total deal value pushing past $25 million. This is performance wealth. Every dollar Dawn Staley has, she earned on the court. She grew up in the projects of North Philly, honing a toughness that would make her a Hall of Fame player, a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, and eventually, a championship-winning coach. But Dawn isn't just collecting a paycheck. She is building a legacy. Her wealth allows her to be a major philanthropist in Philadelphia. She co-founded the Staley Stooks Project in 2017. No, wait. She has been running the Dawn Staley Foundation for years, pouring money into after-school programs for middle school children in Philadelphia. She invests in her city because she knows the odds her kids are up against. Her financial portfolio is bolstered by endorsement deals, Aflac, Under Armour, that are typically reserved for NBA stars. She has crossed over from being just a coach to being a brand. When Dawn wears a designer hoodie on the sidelines, it sells out. When she speaks on social justice, corporations listen. Her connection to Philly remains visceral. She has a street named after her. She is royalty in the city. When she walks into a cheesesteak spot or a gym in North Philly, she commands more respect than the mayor. Dawn Staley represents meritocratic wealth. No shortcuts, no handouts, just pure, undeniable dominance that forced the market to pay her what she is worth. Number 3. Jill Scott, the poet capitalist. Jilly from Philly. The nickname sounds casual, like a neighbor you wave to on the porch. But make no mistake, Jill Scott is a business enterprise wrapped in a neo-soul melody. With a net worth estimated between $12 million and $20 million, Jill Scott occupies a unique space in the Philadelphia wealth hierarchy. She is the bridge between the arts and the asset class. Her fortune was built on a music catalog that defined the early 2000s. Albums like Who is Jill Scott? Weren't just hits, they were cultural shifts. By writing her own songs, she secured the publishing royalties that many artists sign away. Every time Golden or A Long Walk plays on the radio, in a movie, or in a commercial, Jill gets paid. But Jill didn't stop at music. She pivoted seamlessly into Hollywood, securing roles in major films like Why Did I Get Married? And the HBO series The #1 Ladies Detective Agency. These weren't cameos. They were lead roles that commanded serious fees. This dual-threat capability diversified her income streams, insulating her from the ups and downs of the music industry. Then there is the business of being Jill Scott. She has launched a bra line with Ashley Stewart, tapping into the apparel market. She has a greeting card line with Hallmark. She invests in real estate. She founded the Blues Babe Foundation, a North Philadelphia-based organization that provides scholarships and financial assistance to college-bound students. This isn't just charity, it's an investment in the city's human capital. Jill's lifestyle is the epitome of soulful luxury. She has owned sprawling properties in Tennessee and California, but her connection to Philly is spiritual and financial. She invests in the community that raised her. Jill Scott represents artistic sovereignty. She proved that you don't have to compromise your sound or your body to get rich. You can remain authentic, wear your natural hair, speak your poetry, and still build a fortune that lasts decades. She is the voice of the city, and that voice is worth millions. Number 2. Eve, the pit bull in a skirt, who married a billionaire. If you grew up in Philadelphia in the late 90s, there was no woman cooler than Eve. The pit bull in a skirt, the first lady of Rough Riders. She was the gritty, lyrical assassin who could wrap circles around the men. But today, Eve Jihan Cooper lives a life that is a universe away from the streets of West Philly. And her bank account reflects that journey. Eve's personal net worth is estimated at around $10 million to $25 million, built on a multi-platinum rap career, a successful clothing line, Fetish, and a long-running sitcom, Eve, which she produced. She also had a lucrative stint as a host on The Talk, adding a steady network TV salary to her portfolio. But we have to talk about the lifestyle leap. Eve married Maximilian Cooper, the British entrepreneur and founder of the Gumball 3000, a brand worth hundreds of millions. This union catapulted Eve into the global elite tax bracket. We are talking about a life of castles in Europe, supercars, and international jet setting. However, Eve is on this list because she is self-made first. Before the marriage, she was already a mogul. She was one of the first female rappers to successfully transition into Hollywood acting, barbershop franchise, and fashion. She set the blueprint for how a female rapper could age gracefully into a lifestyle brand. Her Philly roots are the foundation of her grit. She constantly references her upbringing, and her story is the ultimate Philly girl done good narrative. She didn't just get out, she leveled up. Eve represents the glow-up. She took the hardness of Philadelphia, polished it into a diamond, and sold it to the world. She sits at number 2 because she combines her own substantial self-made wealth with access to a billion-dollar lifestyle, giving her a financial freedom that is virtually unmatched among her peers. Number 1. Patti LaBelle, the godmother of soul and commerce. There are stars, there are icons, and then there is Patti LaBelle. Patti LaBelle is the wealthiest, most powerful, and most enduring Black female figure in Philadelphia's history. With a net worth estimated at over $60 million, she sits on the throne. But do not be fooled. This fortune isn't just from hitting high notes. Patti LaBelle is a killer businesswoman. For decades, Patti was known as the godmother of soul. She has sold over 50 million records. She has 2 Grammys. She has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Her touring revenue alone, accumulated over 60 years on the road, is staggering. She is one of the few artists from her era who kept working, kept touring, and kept her voice intact, allowing her to command premium fees well into her 70s. But the move that secured her spot at number 1 wasn't a song. It was a pie. In 2015, Patti LaBelle launched Patti's Good Life, a line of sweet potato pies sold exclusively at Walmart. When a viral video of a fan eating the pie hit the internet, chaos ensued. The pies sold out. We are talking about selling one pie every second for 72 hours straight. Walmart couldn't keep them in stock. Most celebrities would have taken the check and smiled. Patti doubled down. She expanded the line to include mac and cheese, greens, cobblers, and more. Patti's Good Life became a legitimate food empire, generating millions of dollars in annual revenue. She didn't just license her name, she was involved in the recipes, the marketing, and the ownership structure. She turned her reputation for hospitality into a scalable consumer packaged goods company. Patti still lives in the Philadelphia area, Wynwood, in a massive, regal estate that is legendary among locals. She doesn't live in LA. She doesn't live in New York. She lives here, she shops here, she goes to church here. She is the ultimate example of legacy wealth. She conquered the music industry in the 20th century and conquered the retail industry in the 21st. She proved that a Black woman from Southwest Philly could not only sing for her supper but could cook it, package it, and sell it to the entire world. Patti LaBelle is not just a rich woman, she is a Philadelphia institution. And that is why she is number 1. From the boardrooms of Center City to the soundstages of Hollywood, these 10 women have proven that Philadelphia is more than just a stepping stone. It is a launchpad. They have taken the city's signature resilience and monetized it, creating fortunes that will last for generations. Which of these Philadelphia powerhouses inspires you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to see more stories about how Black women are rewriting the rules of wealth across America, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. The revolution is being televised, and it's being funded by women like these.